here a short time ago, according to reports from the scene, but so far, no signs of any life in the room or any movement on the part of the man. We'll update for you at 5:30 on News Radio 600 Kogo.
Yep, this is a off-the-cuff Spreaker podcast on The Lookout Guy with Michael Tobin, your host. And you just came in on most of the tail end of a story of a SWAT standoff in Escondido, which happens to be just a couple blocks away from where somebody I know works. And so we're praying for that, and I'm on my way to pick my son up. But Donald Trump is supposed to be announcing soon, any moment, his 2020 candidacy, and you heard it on my show live. And I'm just going to turn the radio on, and you'll get to hear the radio as I'm driving, and then I will edit part of it. Maybe I'll keep this on the next show, but I'll have it.
No one beats my rates, period, end of discussion. Give me a call today.
Commercial time.
Solar roofing, batteries, and fencing at the lowest rates in the country. I want to save you money. 888-663-7702. 888-663-7702. I'll do it again. 888-663-7702. I can save you money.
In case you're listening in right now, this is live. It is 5:15 p.m. Pacific time, and Donald Trump is in Florida, where he's going to announce his candidacy. And people have been waiting for days just to be there. How can you compete against somebody like that? He's got it. He's got it in the bag. And as soon as he announced his candidacy in 2015, I was like, he is the guy. And I was really hoping that he would be, as I listened to him and everybody else, and I discounted everybody else. Everybody on the so-called conservative side. I just discounted them. And I was pleased that Donald Trump has not failed me yet in his ideals, things he's said, and now, a couple of years into his first presidency, nothing. He has not failed America in any way. Simply amazing.
Call 855-BUDGET-LINE for your free smart home consultation. 855-BUDGET-LINE. Just call now. 855-BUDGET-LINE. Or go online to budgetlines.com.
So hold tight. We're in a commercial situation right now on actually KOGO AM 600 in San Diego. And you've heard about the ICE situation, not just the Border Patrol anymore, but the ICE situation.
Is now thriving, prospering, and booming. And frankly, it's soaring to incredible new heights. Our economy is the envy of the world. Perhaps the greatest economy we've had in the history of our country. And as long as you keep this team in place, we have a tremendous way to go. Our future has never, ever looked brighter or sharper. The fact is, the American dream is back. It's bigger and better and stronger than ever before. '16 was not merely another four-year election. This was a defining moment in American history. Ask them right there.
I mean, he just pointed to the media, the liberal media. Ask them right there if 2016 was a defining moment in history. Ask them right there. And now they're booing. I love it. I gotta say, I love it.
That's Carl DiMaio, the host on AM 600 Kogo. Nice guy.
All right, I know
is a lot of fake news back there. That's a lot.
You know that you're going to hear complaints about this all night and all in the next tomorrow, that he harassed media. It was a hostile environment. All these smiling people.
The amount of press we have tonight reminds me of the Academy Awards before it went political and their ratings went down the tubes. This was our chance to reclaim our government from a permanent political class that enriched itself at your expense. As I said, on a wonderful, beautiful day at my inauguration, we did not merely transfer power from one party to another, but we transferred power back to you, the proud citizens of the United States of America.
And I admit, me being a California citizen and native, it's challenging here, but I just have to wait our turn because of obvious reasons. California's supermajority Democrat, which is criminal in so many ways. If you just Google it.
All right, we'll bring it here real quick. So CNN just literally dropped Trump. It's still on Fox, but CNN has now moved away from Trump
The unholy alliance
and is basically analyzing, complaining about the fact that he attacked the media. Let's pull it back up.
our country dry. That's what we've done. We broke down the doors of Washington back rooms where deals were cut to close our companies, give away your jobs, shut down our factories, and surrender your sovereignty and your very way of life, and we've ended it. We took on a political machine that tried to take away your voice and your vote. They tried to take away your dignity and your destiny. But we will never let them do that, will we? Many times I said we would drain the swamp, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're draining the swamp.
Google California criminal legislature.
The swamp is fighting back so viciously and violently. For the last 2.5 years, we have been under siege. And with the Mueller report, we won. And now they want a do-over. They want a do-over. Let's do it again. Didn't work out too well. Let's do it again. They want a do-over. No president should ever have to go through this again. It is so bad for our great country. A hoax. A great hoax. Our patriotic movement has been under assault from the very first day. We accomplished more than any other president has in the first 2.5 years of a presidency, and under circumstances that no president has had to deal with before, because we did, in the middle of the great and illegal witch hunt, things that nobody has been able to accomplish, not even close. Nobody's done what we have done in 2.5 years.
Nobody.
We went through the greatest witch hunt in political history. The only collusion was committed by the Democrats, the fake news media and their operatives, and the people who funded the phony dossier, crooked Hillary Clinton and the DNC. of the election, spy on our campaign, which is what they did, and subvert our democracy. Remember the insurance policy, just in case Hillary Clinton lost. Remember the insurance policy.
Yeah, Google Mueller report insurance policy.
They appointed 18 very angry Democrats to try to take down our incredible movement. After 2 years, 1.4 million pages of documents, 500 search warrants, 500 witnesses, 2,800 subpoenas, and 40 FBI agents working round the clock. What did they come up with? No collusion. And the facts that led our great Attorney General to determine no obstruction, all right?
So that's Donald Trump. We are going to go back, okay, but we still have to, make sure that we can pay bills. Trump is starting off attacking the media. He's starting off litigating, again, the Mueller.
And guess whose turn it is now?
The chance of lock her up, comparing what he
Hillary and Obama's crowds.
What he considers
It's
the
their
white
turn.
pass that Hillary Clinton received. So that's the beginning, and people are hooting and hollering. Coming up, more coverage live of President Trump. We expect he's going to be telling us he's running for re-election. He hasn't said the words yet, but that's on the Dubai Report. First traffic.
From the San Diego County Credit Union Traffic Center, pretty bad commute on southbound to 163 from the 15 all the way into Mission Valley and on into downtown. There was an accident.
Yeah, I went to channel surfing a little bit. Check out KFI AM 640 in Los Angeles. They got a pretty good news all day. But I want to hear what's going on with that hostage report in Escondido, right near where I live.
Okay, so hot summer's coming up, and we just had a hot.
I'm going to call it the Russian hoax.
It's very theatrical.
Remember
Fox News puts up headlines. Trump on Mueller report, no collusion. Yes, he has said that before.
Telling the Russian president to, quote, inform Vladimir that after my election, I'll have more flexibility, okay? Remember that? Remember that?
Deborah, has he officially said he's running yet?
No.
No, he has not.
Maybe he's not, right?
Oh, wouldn't that be great? That'd be crazy.
So now we're listening to KFI.
Maybe he'll announce his resignation. She's waiting on the edge of her seat for the big announcement.
Well,
Gotta have the news bite.
that's the big. Yes, we need the news bite. Exactly.
Why is that news?
About possible Russian...
Ken said it's news.
It's news.
I'm gonna blame it on
I'm
Ken.
just going by you. You're excited.
This is the John and Ken Show. Ken Shampoo.
We'll keep an eye on this, see if anything wild happens. But we'll also update you on the Costco Corona shooting by the off-duty LAPD officer.
And John
Killing a
Cobell.
32-year-old man with a mental disability. We got a little more information that's come out this afternoon. Coming up. John and Ken Show, KFI, Deborah Mark has more.
And President Trump is speaking at a rally in Orlando, Florida. He is formally launching his re-election campaign tonight at the Amway Center, which holds about 20,000 people. The news is brought to you by Rescue Rooter. A blogger says the city of Fullerton has threatened him for releasing records on police misconduct.
The blog Friends for Fullerton's Future received a cease and desist letter for putting out info on a cop accused of having an affair on the job with a subordinate, a school officer accused of taking inappropriate photos of students, and more. Contributor Joshua Ferguson says the city's trying to bypass disclosure laws.
The city does its best to not disclose anything and to not tell anybody any facts unless forced to, and they're mad that somebody did.
The city says it's just investigating how the confidential records were obtained. A media lawyer says unless the blog got the records illegally, releasing the documents is fair game. In Fullerton, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The main spokesman for the LA City Fire Department is being accused of using a city vehicle in a beef with an Uber driver. Peter Sanders allegedly threatened violence against the driver Friday night after the driver got into an argument with Sanders' wife in a parking lot in Studio City. The Uber driver says Sanders shoved him in the chest and threatened to arrest him, saying he had the authority to do so because of his job with the fire department, then pulled up behind him twice with lights and sirens on. The feds have made a huge drug bust in the Northeast.
They've seized 16.5 tons of cocaine on a Liberian container ship docked in Philadelphia, and that some members of its crew are now in custody facing federal charges.
ABC's Brian Clark says the stuff had an approximate street value of more than $1 billion. He says the ship had stopped in Chile, Peru, and the Bahamas before docking in Philly yesterday. It was supposed to travel on to Europe. And Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan is stepping down before being formally nominated for the job on a permanent basis. Army Secretary Mark Esper will be the new acting Pentagon chief. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell supports him.
We all know him. I think that's a good choice for acting. I do think we'd be better off by far to have a Secretary of Defense that was actually confirmed by the Senate.
Shanahan said he was stepping down because of a painful and deeply personal family situation from long ago that's being dredged up and painted in an incomplete and therefore misleading way. We have a crash on the 405.
So how cool is this? You get to hear California and national news at the time that President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, announces his second candidacy for the 2020 presidential elections. So we've been listening to KFI and Kogo. We're on KFI right now, the John and Ken Show. You should really get iHeartRadio. You can listen to podcasts of any station in the United States. Most of them carry iHeartRadio now. But I'm going to go back to his AM 600, see what's going on with this hostage situation. Maybe they're talking about it by now. In Escondido, California. That's North San Diego County, by the way.
Superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien. Win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage.
Commercials
Here's
all
another
over.
great reason to work with us. For a record,
like I said earlier, being a California citizen, we just have to wait our turn, but it's coming. It's coming to California, too.
And get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. For J.D. Power.
I'm about ready to pull in where my son works and pick him up, but I'll leave the radio going.
News Radio 600 Kogo. Live, local, breaking.
The latest on a SWAT standoff in Escondido just ahead. But first, huge crowds have braved the heat and humidity in Orlando, Florida at this hour to be part of President Trump's formal re-election campaign kickoff at a big rally there that's going on right now.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. Stand up.
The president talking about his issues that he's made a key part of the first 2 years in the White House. He's continuing to speak at that rally in Orlando, and some supporters have been camped out since yesterday, wanting and waiting to see the president, including this one person.
They've cut the line. There's people that have come here and gone through the process of becoming American citizens, and they sacrificed a lot. And for people to just walk in and cut the line, it's not right.
So some of the people aren't happy, but the crowd is huge, they say, at the Orlando rally on the part of the president. He was introduced by the vice president. You'll hear more coming up here on Kogo. Meantime, the latest now on that SWAT standoff in Escondido at the Hacienda Motel. Started about 3 o'clock this afternoon on Broadway at Mission Avenue when police got a call of a guest who was supposed to check out and was causing a disturbance.
It originally came in as a suspicious person call, and when they attempted to contact a subject inside of one of the rooms, subject refused to come out, and the officer heard the sound of a gunshot.
Since that time, no word from the man inside. They sent in a robot, also used flashbang grenades, but so far the man has not communicated with police. We'll keep you posted. Police in Chula Vista today said the man who opened a fire on an ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend in the parking lot of that Costco store in Chula Vista yesterday, identified as 48-year-old Sean Ilian. Ilian shot himself to death after shooting 32-year-old Angelina Perez, his ex-girlfriend, and 31-year-old Samuel Valdez, her new boyfriend. They were both shot multiple times, both in critical condition. Chula Vista PD says Sean Ilian and Angelina Perez broke up last year. Her new relationship was the potential motive for that shooting. The couple's baby was with them in a stroller, but was not hurt in yesterday's shooting. San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer spent about 20 minutes today at the White House, meeting with President Trump.
To have the opportunity to visit the White House is a real honor. And really, the time goes quick. But the opportunity to advocate for our region and what we're doing and some of these projects that are very important in terms of trade and the jobs and Tijuana River Valley. But it's always an honor to be able to go to the White House and push hard for San Diego.
During a Kogo Newsmaker interview this afternoon, the mayor told us he talked about the homeless issue with the president, along with trade with Mexico, and also brought up the issue of flowing sewage from Tijuana into the South County Ocean, asking the government to have the federal government do more about it. You can hear our entire interview with the mayor and what else he told the president and what he was told. Next hour at 6 right here on News Radio 600 Kogo. On Wall Street today, a big day. The Dow closed up 353 points. 5:35 now. Let's check freeways with Kogo's real-time traffic. Here's Laura King.
From your always sunny San Diego Honda Dealers Traffic Center, it is a mess on southbound 163 from the 15 into downtown. That's a 37-minute commute. It's especially heavy through Mission Valley. There's a Padres game tonight, too, so that is probably adding a lot to it. Southbound 805 really slow, 52 minutes from the split to Imperial to 5, 59 minutes from the split to E. And eastbound 52 will take you 36 minutes to get from the 805 to Mass. There is a stall eastbound 94 before Euclid, and that has traffic backed up to the 805. This report is sponsored by Discover. Go further than ever with the Discover It Miles card. They automatically match the miles you earn at the end of your first year, so your 35,000 miles could become 70,000. Discover It Miles, limitations apply. Discover match for new card members only. Learn more at discover.com/travel. I'm Laura Kane. Kogo's next real-time traffic update is at 5:43.
Kogo's updated Santa Fe weather. More of the same. Cloudy nights and mornings to continue. Overnight lows around 60 tomorrow. Gradual clearing with some sunshine near the coast. Otherwise, partly to mostly sunny in the county, depending on where you are. Highs tomorrow.
Sorry about that static. I'm in a kind of like a resort area right now with a whole bunch of motorhomes, motorhomes and stuff. People got their antennas and things.
Tomorrow morning at 8:41, is your office making use of an attorney by the name of David Winslow? He is the attorney for the LAPD officer who opened fire inside the Costco in Corona. And David Winslow came on the show. We asked him questions.
More California news
What he's learned from the
until we go back to Donald Trump.
is that nothing was said. There was no argument. Suddenly, he was being pummeled. Somebody came up from behind and just started punching him. Punched him in the back of the head. He's holding his 1.5-year-old son in his arms. He goes to the ground, temporarily loses consciousness, and decides when he awakens enough to have his wits about him that he has to use deadly force. He opens fire. He kills Kenneth French, the 32-year-old man with the mental disability, and he also injures French's parents. Apparently, the father's doing better than the mother, from what I understand. And though we don't know anything about their version of events, I just don't know how anybody expects if you smack a cop in the head and knock him out while he's holding his 1-year-old son and the little baby hits the floor too. You're not going to get a bullet back? I don't think he was a cop.
That was the first Costco shooting, just days before the one you just heard about in Chula Vista.
You see a cop? Don't punch him in the head and see what happens. Especially when he's holding his kid. They're trained. They're trained.
It's an off-duty cop.
Picture situation. Obviously, when you're facing somebody who's armed, you do have to shoot. This is not that situation. You don't know if he's armed or not. He's already knocked you unconscious. There's no time to negotiate here. You got to kill him before he kills you. So the family now has an attorney. His name is Dale Gallipo, and he does admit that French pushed or slapped the back of the cop in the Costco. He also says that French was taken off his medication due to other health complications and that may have affected his behavior. All right, two things. You can't knock somebody out by pushing or slapping them. You have to. Well, if you knock them down and they hit their head, no, the answer is yes. On a slap? If you knock them down and they hit their head, I don't care if it's a slap or a push or a shove, it's hard to knock somebody down with a slap. Yeah, there has to be some real force. He could have slipped, not really had his balance. He's holding his kid. He wasn't really paying attention. Did something really. There's the element of surprise. This guy did something violent, and he did something violent to a cop. He didn't know it was a cop. It doesn't matter, whatever the altercation. Well, he did it to a cop. Using it because it's a cop. How does that excuse it? Yeah, you're saying because it was a cop, then you're dead. He can shoot you. Actually, it's just a regular guy in the Costco. Well, you know, he probably shouldn't have brought a gun into the Costco. You know what you're going to say?
John Cobell and Ken Champeau, they like playing devil's advocate with each other.
He's not a police officer. Would you be saying the same thing you're saying?
It's all going to come out in court, obviously,
And he happened to have a legal gun on him? And he
with witnesses.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Okay. I think you're allowed to defend yourself. You keep bringing up the cop part. French doesn't know he's a cop. Well, that's why you shouldn't randomly punch people in the head. He's mentally ill. Well, maybe he should have been on his medication. That's up to mom and dad. They said, we'll find out later, you're causing health problems. Well, then you keep him in the house. It may have been worse than keeping him on the medication. Well, what was he like without the medication? Well, that's why he was kind of on a leash, because they were right there with him. Yeah, well, you know what? Some people you don't bring out in public. I mean, just look in the streets. How many of those people should be out in public? I mean, the way this is unfolding...
Who wants to go back to 600 a.m. Kogo to see if Trump is still talking? Raise your hand. Aye. Okay.
And remember, the only thing these corrupt politicians will understand is an earthquake at the ballot box. That's what they will understand, and they're going to see it. We did it once, and now we will do it again, and this time we're going to finish the job. And this time should be a lot easier because we have done so much with our military, with our vets, with the Second Amendment, with our regulations, with the biggest tax cut in history, with getting rid of so many different problems, so many different things.
So he said this time we are going to finish the job. So that will be a talking point on mainstream yellow journalism media. Why does he need to finish the job? He can't do it in 4 years. That's what they'll be talking about. That's all they got. Figure of speech. We'll just have another 4 years to do even more.
In order not to have health care, think of that. Think of that. This is the only country you pay.
Except for this time after 2020, the United States will have the House as well as the Senate because people are sick and tired of this Democratic House. This Democratic House.
We got rid of it. That was a big deal. The people trying to stop our movement are the same Washington insiders who spent their careers rigging the system so your losses will be their gains. You know that. These are the same career politicians who presided over decades of flat wages, the loss of our manufacturing jobs, 60,000. Can you believe that? 60,000. Who would believe that number? And you know how I know it's true? Because if it wasn't, I've been using it a lot. The fake news would have headlines. Trump used a phony number. They'd have headlines. It'd be the biggest story. Trump used, well, they never corrected it, so I assume, fellas, 60,000 shuttered factories. We closed up. 60,000.
All right, so we are going to continue to pay the bills at Kogo. CNN has yet to go back to Trump, by the way. I'm monitoring them. I'm going to hold them accountable. Hey, now's your chance to call in to get those tickets that I was mentioning to the movie that we got a special premiere advanced screening.
What movie?
At Reading Cinema Town Square, June 25th. It's called Yesterday. It's where everyone forgets about the Beatles. That's 3 days before the movie.
Oh, okay. Back to Kogo. Back to KFI.
888.
Eventually, one of them will be speaking, and I would imagine that this attorney maybe already learned something because the father seems to be recovering, but the mother is still in a pretty serious condition. All right, well, what's the Trump saying now?
He has not formally announced.
Great deal.
Korea.
We're working with Mexico and Canada. We have to get the
What about China?
We want it to be bipartisan. As you know, you may have read a couple of things about China.
There you go.
I spoke to President Xi.
China.
Terrific
All
president.
right, when we come back, we got more. We'll see what's going
All
on
right,
here with
what's
Trump
up with
coming
740?
By AM 640, Deborah Marquez News.
A pedestrian in El Monte has
Always going to be billions and billions of dollars into our treasury.
Oh, 7:60
And companies are
a.m.
leaving China because they want to avoid paying these large tariffs. And by the way, when the fake news tells you that you're paying, in the case of China, they've devalued their currency. That helps them. And you know what else they're doing? They're subsidizing those companies. And you're not paying very much if you're paying anything at all. In the case of China, and we are taking billions and billions of dollars in. And remember this, and you know it as well as I do. We have never taken in 10 cents from China. We would lose $500 billion a year with China. We rebuilt China. They've done a great job, but they took us for suckers, and that includes Obama and Biden. They took us for suckers. 500 billion. 500 billion. Somebody said, you mean 500 million? That's a lot too, right now. $500 billion. It's actually more than that. I don't want to be too specific. 507. We're fighting against the same far-left politicians that ravage our great cities and crush the dreams of African-American middle class. The same people who threw open our borders and allowed drugs, gangs, and illegal labor to devastate our poorest American communities. You know that. Our political opponents look down with hatred on our values and with utter disdain for the people whose lives they want to run. That's the way they've been doing it. And if you take a look at the African American community, how much progress has been made. The lowest unemployment numbers in the history of our country. They called you and us. You remember this? They called us deplorables. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I'll never forget, I was making a speech after Hillary used the word deplorables, and I didn't think it was that bad. You know why? She used another word. You know what the other word was? She said deplorables and irredeemables. I think that was worse, but it didn't get picked up. You never know what's going to get picked up. It didn't. I think irredeemables is worse than deplorables, but I'll never forget, I was making a speech the next day. We had a big crowd in a great state. And women in particular were wearing, "We are deplorables. The deplorables love you." And there were hundreds and hundreds of people wearing "We are deplorables." And I said, I think Hillary Clinton made a big mistake with that speech. And that is the problem with politics. One word and your career is ruined. You never know. You have to be very careful with the fakers back there.
President Trump continuing his rollout for his re-election campaign. We will continue to watch it and listen and share it. AM 760. Talking breaking news. I'm Brett Waterbull. That's Jim Charbet. He's got the headlines. Jim, what's the big story?
That is the big headline tonight. As you've been hearing, President Trump launching his re-election bid. He's formally announcing his 2020 bid at a rally in Orlando, Florida. Supporters lining up outside the Amway Center since last night. Most decked out in mega themed.
He still hasn't formally announced it yet. If you're just tuning in.
Earthquake that jolted northwestern Japan today. The quake registered magnitude 6.8 and was located off the west coast of Yamagata. Officials warned of a tsunami of up to 3 feet high along parts of the coast, but only small ripples were recorded. Jon Stewart used buddy Stephen Colbert's late-night show to keep pressure on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell over the fund to aid September 11th first responders. Stewart accused McConnell of using the bill as a pawn to get other issues passed. The senator has said that the bill will get done. You're never more than 50
15 minutes away from the top stories of the day on the Brett Winterble Show, AM 760, talking breaking news. AM 760 KFMB. AM 760 traffic. We do have a crash on the 5 southbound of the 94. That is blocking.
So KFMB is a San Diego station if you have iHeartRadio.
Working on the 8 westbound at Severn Drive. 4-car pileup on
AM 760 KFMB. Let's go back to Kogo, San Diego's KOGO AM 600. Okay, let's go to KFI in Los Angeles, AM 640. Nope, let's stay on the DeMaio report.
He's yet to say the magic words, I'm running for president. Wouldn't it be epic if he said, peace out, I got it all done in one term. Thank you, we're celebrating. No, he's going to run. Go ahead.
We have a lot of brilliant talent, campaign people. They cost a fortune and they never give me any ideas. I'm only kidding.
So it's 5:50 p.m. Pacific time, 8:50 p.m. Eastern, and he still has not officially
I'm going to go make America great again and keep America great.
announced his 2020 candidacy.
Here's what you like. So, in all fairness, make America great, the greatest of all time. I really believe that. The greatest of all time. How do you give up the greatest of all time with a new thing? Because you know what's going to happen? If I do it with the new theme, I give up the greatest of all time. And if I lose, people are going to say, what a mistake that was. But we're not going to lose, so it's not going to matter. We're not going to lose. Right?
Wait. He's asking people to change MAGA? I mean, this is breaking news right now. He's going to have people vote on what the new hat's going to say. Okay, let's go to it. What's the proposal?
Make America great. Let me hear it. Ready? Make America great again.
He already said what it's going to change to. Keep America great. That's what it's going to be.
Not bad. Not bad. If I would have said that 3 years ago, it wouldn't be a contest, right? You ready? Keep America great.
Now that sounds like it has more applause, don't you think? Keep America great, but I don't know. Changing your slogan? I don't think it's necessary. I think people get the point.
Well, it has to change from again, because he has 4 years to make America great again. So the second 4 years is going to be keep America great. Obvious. You don't have to know the art of the deal to figure that one out.
Country, but that wasn't too close. I thought you had it won, and then I heard this cheer. My eardrums will never be the same. Keep America great.
There you go, breaking news.
We're going to keep on fighting for every man and woman and child all across this land. With every ounce of heart and might and sweat and soul, we're going to keep making America great again. And then we will indeed keep America great.
5930. In the direction of the...
We're going to keep it better than ever before. And that is why tonight I stand before you to officially launch my campaign for a second term as President of the United States.
Here it is, 39 minutes exactly into this broadcast.
That is the news that we've been waiting for. President Donald Trump making it official. He is running.
And I'm going to go into a part two right around the 45-minute mark.
Years ago, people speculated that maybe he wouldn't run for re-election and just say, hey, I got it done in one term.
Well, we have fun channel surfing on the radio.
And I can understand why you might want to just simply get out of Dodge, but no, he has now made it official. He is running for re-election. That is the news as we close out today's show. Tomorrow we'll pick it up by.
I bet you KFI missed out on broadcasting that one live.
6 o'clock news, obviously. Our team will continue to cover this. I'm looking at CNN. Commercial, they've not yet gone back to Trump. I mean, guys.
Yeah, CNN needs all their commercial revenue they can get.
Solve a fourth grade puzzle. He would totally be like, waiting on pins and needles, covering her every move. Or if it was Biden sniffing hair at a ceremony.
Oh, come on. Lock her up. And lock her up. Do you think there'll be some new ones? I hope so. No collusion. No collusion.
Melania.
Let's see if you can see her here in that dress.
I want to see the yellow dress.
Oh, it's very nice. It's really just so summer-like. Listen to you.
Lara.
Well, it really got my attention because when we were talking, I think, earlier in the hour, I looked up at the TV. And
Oh, my God.
There it is. It's very bright. How do you get that? Red shoes, collecting donations. Ivanka's got a white dress on.
We can't upstage.
Well, she looks taller than all of the men.
We're joined tonight
Well,
by many
all right.
great patriots. Fight right by your side.
Good. The nod to the military.
Terrific governor.
Oh, no. He's there with the governor of Florida. Yeah, I guess he helped that guy get elected, too, didn't he?
Oh, in Florida, yeah.
All right, so Trump,
Yeah, there's breaking news. He's running.
in a crowd at the Amway Arena in Orlando, Florida, that supposedly fits over 20,000 people. They're all there screaming right now. Yeah, the mayor.
And nobody's forcing them to show up and cheer the way they're doing. They're not required to be there. They camped out for days to be there.
When he just
to get a
walked down
seat.
the stairs at his hotel in New York and announced he's running, and remember how it started.
And it seemed like he thought of it that morning.
It was about the immigrants coming to kill people, the criminals.
Right, all the...
That was the first shocker and jaw-dropper for the media, and that the Trump campaign will be like no other.
And in 1 month, he was number one in the polls.
Yeah, it only took a month. I'm trying to remember how quick that was. They only started like 3%. And I don't think you and I took it seriously either. Well, nobody did when he first announced it.
I took it serious.
Because he had talked about it for 20 years. And the last time we saw him in the news, he was doing the birther thing. Yeah, with Obama. All right, here comes Tim Conway Jr.
Hey, all right, I appreciate that. Facebook has just launched a new cryptocurrency called Libra.
I don't know what that is. We'll find out tonight.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it's like the, I think there's 3 or 4 other cryptocurrencies around that are doing anything.
I don't get the fascination with cryptocurrencies. I can't imagine how people waste their time with nonsense.
I really don't understand how, like, a hotel can take the cryptocurrency, as payment.
I buy a burger, it's like, here's $8.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Of course, the burger
all right,
is the
Children's Hospital of Los Angeles ranked the very best in the western United States. That's pretty cool, right? I got a pretty cool hospital down there. And also, we have Sprouts Farmers Market recalling frozen spinach.
See? Don't forget, Trump is running.
Oh, yeah, and Trump's...
That's the breaking news this hour.
Now, I wonder if CNN's going to run that.
Well, we were supposed to check, John. We forgot to see if they were covering this rally.
I bet they're not.
No, Carl DeMille said that they stopped. As soon as he started talking about fake news, they had to walk away.
That's President Trump doubling down on threat of immigration roundup.
That's a good one.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right.
They're collecting advertisement revenue right now, while they can.
How could you not cover that? If the President of the United States is launching his campaign to run again, and you're not covering it,
Because...
Well, what are they covering?
Huh? They're running
His
all...
threat to round up illegals.
All right, workers in Los Angeles and Orange County have...
Well, there's the big news out of this. Tuesday, June 18th, during the second half of the 8 o'clock hour Eastern Time, when the President of the United States officially announced his 2020 candidacy, CNN didn't even cover it because their feelers were hurt. That's going to be the news.
Whacked in the head before a fatal shooting in Corona.
Lawyer David Winslow says the off-duty cop was holding his son while getting some samples.
They went in there to get some food to have dinner, and he's holding his son, interacting with his son,
and then he's in a situation where he's encountered with a deadly threat to him and his child.
The officer shot and killed the alleged attacker and critically injured the man's parents Friday. A lawyer for that family says the man who was killed had recently gone off meds for mental illness. Andrew Mullenbeck, KFI News.
The blogger says the city of Fullerton has threatened him for releasing records on police misconduct.